You are already ready, Holmes. What is going on?
I have been waiting for you for at least an hour, Watson. It would appear that a new drama has unfolded. The youngsters came to give me this address, but I have some doubt as to the actual location we are going to. Let's try anyway. At worst, we may come across the Baker Street irregulars to put us in the right direction.
We are lost, Holmes.
No, we're not, Watson. We are heading for the very street I'd hoped for, but as I wasn't sure it was this one, I've made a few big detours in order to find the right one. I'll know it when I see the name.
Why, of course, Holmes. Why didn't I think of that? The great Sherlock Holmes can't...
How are you, my friend? Are you not feeling well?
No.
My friend is a doctor. He can take care of you.
Don't go there. He came here and he...
Now, Watson, take care of him.
What we are going to witness now is the fifth and final canonical murder, and this one was the most brutal and disturbing of them all. So I'm going to give you a gore warning, as we don't see it full on, but we see enough. So I'd say look away now if you're not comfortable with this kind of thing. And I would say it would be safe to assume to look again when Watson starts speaking, as you only see it momentarily, but it's enough, I suppose.
My God!
What happened?
Can't talk. Wait for the coppers. Are they coming? My eyes are crying.
No.
Go find them too, mister. I'll stay here and keep an eye out. Go!
No, I must await my friend. Ah, here he is.
Watson, are you there? How are you?
Fine, Holmes, and you? What happened?
Hello, sir. Where are we, Watson?
In Whitechapel, Holmes. This must be Dorset Street. You don't seem very well. Do you need something?
Indeed, Watson. Some clay, a great big piece of clay. I would ask for some wine, too, but as you know, I taste nothing but melodrama.
What is over there?
A trip from which you will never return, Watson. Trust me, don't go there.
A trip? Behind this door? In this room?
It's not strictly a door, it's more of a portal, a threshold, and what lies behind it is not the mortal realm, Watson. It is a place beyond time and space, the gift of a frantic artist who made use of his talent in order to grant us access to his world, Watson. Beyond that threshold is an abyss. Hell. The police won't take long to arrive, and the last thing I want is to waste precious time on them. Could you lead me out of this area and take me home?
Yeah, there is a couple of photos of the crime scene, and they are not pretty.
You should come and eat, Holmes. Mrs. Hudson has worked wonders. The joint has been cooked medium rare. If only you would tell me what was in the courtyard.
The answer, Watson.
The answer, Holmes?
Yes, the answer to a question that you asked me a few weeks ago.
And how the devil can the answer to a question I asked you be found in that courtyard? And what question are you referring to, Holmes?
How our killer set about reaching the height of horror by taking another victim, Watson. Did I not tell you that I wanted to avoid melodrama?
Do you mean to say that...
Yes, that's what was in that room. You helped towards the colour. All that's missing is the odour, but I shall let that pass. The mutilations almost all resulted in large removals of flesh. My photographic memory noted them all in great detail, the shape, size and location, and thanks to the softness of this clay and your medical knowledge, I believe we can attempt to determine what is missing from this lady.
Don't you think we should wait for the medical examiner's opinion?
Surely not, Watson. This massacre has gone on long enough. I can assure you that I will do everything in my power to get our hands on Jack the Ripper before this night is out.
Nice sound effects.
Watson, we shall reconstruct the body of this poor woman and inspect it in detail as well. Your help as a medical man will be invaluable.
Holmes, I feel a bit unwell.
Well, I understand. I will manage on my own. Her throat was slit just like the others. The wound is particularly deep. There were incisions in the rib cage as if to inspect the lungs. The liver was neatly removed. An organ is missing, apparently. I must specify which organ this is on my list.
Well, it's not exactly too hard to find out.
There we are, Watson. We have examined everything. The heart is the only thing missing. 2 uteri, a kidney, and now a heart. He had all the time he wanted in which to disfigure her, cut her up like a piece of meat, and yet took nothing but the heart. What do you think of that, Watson? Watson? I dread to think how you'd react if you saw a corpse. I'm returning to Whitechapel, Watson, to Isaac's. If the heart tells you to come with me, if the heart tells you a little wordplay there. Let's go to the cobbler's.
Oh, Sherlock, you fiend.
Let's go to the cobbler's.
Beep, beep. Evening, Mr. Holmes.
Good evening, Hardyman. Has Abraham Solomonovich still not reopened his shop?
No, not that I know of.
Have you heard anything about the latest murder?
Certainly there is talk of nothing else. Poor girl. I hope they catch the bastard who did it.
Who do you think that could be?
A madman, that's for sure. Everyone in the area is pinning it on a Jew. But I don't believe that for a second.
Why?
Because Jews don't like blood, you see. They're not allowed to eat it, and they have to drain the meat before cooking it. It's true that they eat animals, but they are fanatical about all kinds of silly things. I don't know much about their rituals and all, but I know that a Jewish butcher can't just do whatever he pleases with his knife. He has strict kosher rules to follow.
You seem to be very well informed.
Well, I buy my meat from them too. My clients don't care whether the meat comes from Jews or not. Cats eat it regardless. And let me tell you, I'd go as far as to say that I may even have more faith in a Jew, because even if they don't eat all the offals, a Jew inspects them to see if the animal was in good health. Lungs, for the most part, and as they make up most of my cat's meat, you can see the connection, right?
Jews are allowed to eat offals?
Yes. They eat calves' kidneys, I think.
How big is that? A calf's kidney?
Ah, well, that depends if it's fresh or if it's been marinated in brine or cooked.
When fresh, are they as big as a human kidney?
They would be, yes.
You know, Mr. Hardyman, it's lucky for both of us that the murder that took place in your mother's courtyard was only the Whitechapel killer's third. Had it been the first, I wouldn't be thanking you, as I'm doing now, for all of this important information. Goodbye and take care.
If you say so. Right, farewell, Mr. Holmes.
Let's go to the cobbler's. Good evening, Mr. Solomonovich.
Evening, Mr. Holmes. If you've come about the business of my cousin, I hate to say...
You hate to say what? Eat offal?
Before you respond to my request, I must ask you to answer this question of the utmost importance. What offals are Jews allowed to eat?
Well, the same as you.
Kidney, heart, liver?
Yes.
How are they prepared?
Kidneys are boiled, heart is often finely sliced and cooked on a skewer, and liver is always grilled.
These offals, do they come from cattle?
Yes, beef or veal.
And eating non-kosher food would be a grave affair for a Jew, isn't that right?
Yes, it would be very serious. But what are you getting at?
If I were to tell you what I'm thinking, Mr. Solomonovich, you would pull out your own eardrums to not hear the end of my sentence. It goes against the beliefs of hundreds of members of your community, and for some, perhaps even worse. I will ask you one last time before involving the authorities, who I assure you will be far less discreet than myself. Do you know who the second Joseph is, the Aldgate butcher, who your cousin knows from the Imperial Club?
His name is Joseph Hyam Levy, but I don't know where he lives. I know nothing about him, other than he's a member of the Imperial Club on Duke Street.
That street is after Church Passage, coming from Mitre Square. Am I right?
That's it.
Thank you. You have been an enormous help to both of us. Now, listen carefully. I need you to find 4 or 5 strong men among the members of your family who you trust wholeheartedly, and to wait here with them until my arrival, or you receive a message from me. Is that clear?
But if you will tell me...
Later, Mr. Solomonovich. Later. Let's go to the Imperial Club.
So, is this game's aim to explain why Jack the Ripper wasn't caught? Because Holmes found him and got rid of him quietly somehow? Anyway.
Ah, there's the Imperial Club. Let's see if I can find Joseph Hyam Levy. Hello, sir.
Hello. Can I help you, sir?
Indeed, I have an urgent message for Mr. Joseph Levy, the Aldgate butcher.
I regret, sir, but Mr. Levy is not at the club at present. You can wait for him if you wish.
I thank you. Do you know where I can find him? His home address, perhaps? It is a very urgent matter.
I am sorry, sir, but we do not give out information regarding the club members to people outside the group.
I understand. I must find a way to enter the Imperial Club without having to go through the entrance hall.
Is that clapping? I hope so.
Judging by the sound of voices and applause, there is a meeting going on at this very moment. I'll have to be very cautious.
Pardon me, sir, but the club is only open to members.
I must find a way to enter the Imperial Club without having to go through the entrance hall. A note encouraging members of the Jewish community to remain prudent and vigilant after rumours about the Whitechapel murders. This may come in handy.
This is a very empty street.
There is a cellar window behind this barrel, which is preventing me from passing. There we are. My pivot is in place. Now, let's find something to tip over this barrel. I should be able to make it tip over. Closed. The cellar window is locked from the inside by a simple iron hook. Let's go. Good. Let's try to find the exit that leads to the club. This may come in handy. Closed. No, that's not a good idea. The watchman is still there. I must find a way to get him to leave his post. The kitchen. It's closed, and besides, I won't find what I'm looking for in there. No, that's not such a good idea. There's a meeting taking place. Administration. Perfect. This must be where the information on club members is kept. Let's hope that it really is the key to this door. Administration. Perfect. This must be where the information on club members is kept. Some square metal tokens. Curious. There is a document. There must have been litigation between Joseph Hyam Levy and Jacob Levy. A page from an old Yiddish-English dictionary. Court's proceedings. Curious.
And this one involves Levy himself.
This must be the club's safe. What I'm looking for is probably inside. I need something. This must be the club's safe. What I'm looking for is probably inside. The lock on this chest is very sophisticated. Let's see.
Now, I haven't done any research into this, but are there actually puzzles like this in real life? Or puzzles like the, locks, should I say, like the Civil War one? As this all seems very convoluted. And I'm not sure how they get this to work in real life, but anyway. I'm sure there's something around in the world. But the idea of this puzzle, we need to match up the symbols to each other. So, for example, first one here, I believe, is this one. So, this one here needs to be this symbol here, and this one here needs to be this symbol here.
Elementary. I need something. These documents contain some words in Yiddish, which reads from right to left.
Right, so we need to put the letters of the alphabet on here. That corresponds to the symbol down here. And I believe that each name has a count or number. And the letters in a word arrange from right to left. But I don't think it actually tells you on here. Okay, let's make a start. So, Bath is 403. B is 2, A is 1. B is 2. H is 5. Six is U. It would actually help if it told you here that the numbers were spelled back to front, or say back to front, from right to left, should I say. Back to front sounds very wrong to say. I mean, considering every language has their own ways. So L, I believe, is the next one. M is 40. That must mean E is 70. And 200s must be R.
Excellent. Now, on to the next step. Here we are. I have the address of this Joseph Hyam Levy, 36 Middlesex Street. Now, let's try to get out of here without being seen. This may come in handy. Blast! My exit has been sealed off. The barrel was replaced. I'll have to find another way.
Who replaced it?
I need something. I need something.
Okay, so this kind of reminds me of the first game. The final puzzle in the first game. I have to make some convoluted puzzle up. Although I could say that about several puzzles in this series.
Now let's quickly hide in administration. Let's visit Joseph Levy at 36 Middlesex Street. Here I am in Middlesex Street. Let's find number 36.
Hello, sir. What do you want?
Hello, Ma'am. I would like to speak with Mr. Levy. Do you know if he's in?
I am Mrs. Levy, his wife. He's not arrived yet.
Do you know when he'll be in?
No idea. You know, he works at the butcher's and helps at the slaughterhouse. It often happens that he doesn't come in until early morning and then leaves right away.
Well, listen, as soon as your husband Joseph returns, tell him that
My husband isn't called Joseph.
you aren't the wife of Joseph Hyam Levy.
No, of course not. I'm the wife of Jacob Levy. Mr. Hyam Levy used to live here with his parents, but he moved.
Mommy, who's the man that you are talking to?
But this poor child has syphilis. He carries the mark on his face.
Leave us, children. Go back inside with your brothers and sisters.
Yes, Mother.
As I was saying, Mr. Hyam Levy doesn't live here. He works in a butcher's near Aldgate, but I don't know exactly where. But if you find him, he will surely live next door. Butchers always live near their work.
Could you possibly give him a message on my behalf?
I don't see him often, and, well, even though we know him, we aren't on friendly terms, you see?
Is he bothering you, Mommy?
No, Simon, not at all.
That's a handsome boy you have. It's strange that he has light hair.
He takes after his father. Strong, with light hair.
Wait, he sounds familiar to me. A man of about 50 years old, very big, at least 6 feet tall, and left-handed, correct?
You are mistaken yet again. My husband is only 32 years old, no taller than 5'3", and he's right-handed.
Obviously, there are many Levies in the area. I will leave you, and I pray that you will excuse the disturbance. Perhaps we will have the pleasure of meeting again. Farewell, Ma'am.
Goodbye, sir.
Daddy!
I must return to Baker Street. Let's go to Baker Street.
Wiggins? Was that Wiggins?